you guys hear?
What happened?
What?
OMG.
God, your eyelashes are so long. I love it.
Thank you so much.
It's like a butterfly in the sky. Wow, look at all these butterflies.
Okay, no. But
butterfly.
did you hear?
Yeah, I heard.
The US is looking at banning TikTok and other Chinese social media apps.
Because they're spying on us?
What the fuck am I gonna do at 4 in the morning till 8 a.m.?
Girl.
That's that prime TikTok hour.
Yeah.
How about sleep?
Is this because the kids fucked with Trump's Tulsa?
That's what a lot of people are thinking right now.
Yeah, because that'd be fucking hilarious.
TikTokers are doing so many.
That is so funny. I forgot about
Hey, shout out to K-pop people, dude. You guys are
Yes.
great. You guys are terrifying.
Another big thing that TikTokers are doing right now too is that they're like going into like the Trump website and putting things into their cart to fuck with the system numbers.
And $20,000 worth of stuff.
How do they
Just never
figure
buy
that
it.
shit out? You guys are so smart.
I love him. I love him.
Amazing.
Wow, they're really smart.
Is this because he's mad? Is he upset?
Well, this is what
China.
Pompeo.
so Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said that the U.S. is looking at banning Chinese social media apps, and so he said that that they're taking it very seriously.
I want to create Dig Doc.
Dick Doc.
Dick Doc.
Oh, I like that.
I'll download that.
And then we'll just take it over.
It just sounds like TikTok with a Vietnamese person.
Because Dig Doc.
is that what-
Dick Doc.
I thought it was about dicks.
No, so Mike said, quote, "If you want your private information in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party, then download the app."
Okay, so
Why is Mike talking?
Can I ask something really quick?
Secretary of State.
This is probably
Mike Pence?
No, Mike Pompeo.
Oh,
This is.
I see. That makes
I don't know if I'm dumb. I probably am, but. Am I the only one that doesn't really care because I don't really have anything that value?
That's kind of how I feel.
That's not the thing. So the
But I do feel bad for other people that have like millions of followers that it took a long time to build and now they're all gone.
Yeah.
No,
that's
so
true.
you guys know Anonymous, right?
Yeah.
Anonymous.
Love them.
Great
We
group.
love 'em.
Great group.
Yeah.
So they said this. TikTok is harvesting data on children/teens to monitor their market reach and political development to find the best methodologies to coerce them within the next 5 to 10 years.
That's all social media, isn't it?
This gives China an upper hand on manipulating large swaths of society across several countries.
Which is, by the way, already happening right now based off of a former KGB. He did a freaking interview in the 80s. And it's been on YouTube since 7 years ago or whatever. I watched this a while back, but he was saying like, basically the KGB had a plan on how to disrupt the American public. And, you know, during the Cold War, they were trying to get people more into communism. Yeah. So, you know, they infiltrated our universities, our school clubs, promoted all the different activist groups that were more communist leaning. And then just like the same way as the US government goes into other countries and promote, you know, more US friendly clubs and groups and, you know, dictators or whatever, Russia did that too. And then for them, they were like, even though they are no longer the Soviet Union and they changed, they're like, they changed politically, but their agenda of dismantling American society still kept going. So that's
Seems
why
like they're
there's
kind
proof.
of succeeding a little bit.
There's huge, like, okay, so if you guys watched this Facebook documentary that they did, I forgot the name of it, but
We need the name, Joe.
I forgot it, but inside there, they proved our Facebook, this is why Zuckerberg was going through all this bullshit, is because Russia created, with their troll farms, we all know that they exist, they made 2 Facebook groups, right? One was like a super right-wing nationalist group in Texas, and one was super like it was super radical Muslim, right? And then so within these 2 groups, they decided to have a rally on the same day, and then they coordinated a protest. And then our law enforcement got ahead of it, and they were just like, oh shit, we can't let this go down because these 2 groups might go into a violent...
But it was the same people.
So yeah,
It was
basically,
Russia.
It starts off as 2 fake ones, and then they recruit people who are American.
It becomes the real thing.
Yeah, and they're like, I identify with that, and then they set it up.
So they're looking
each
for
other.
like Nazi guys or guys that might want to be a white supremacist, and then they build this group, and then they're looking for like maybe guys that like ISIS or like violent groups on that side, and then they try to bring them together in one day so they'll fight. Yeah, and this was already happening in the mid to early 2000s, right? And in our last election, it was hella crazy.
Yeah.
So like with that, I can totally see how if Russia's doing that, I'm pretty fucking sure China's doing that, because when I was going to college, and this was like in 2007, right? On our school newspaper, they found out that we had Chinese spies in our community college.
Oh, right.
Remember that? Okay, so, but the idea of a spy is not like a government agent 007,
Just
right?
reporting information back.
There's a lot
They
of
don't have a tiny gun. I don't care.
there's a lot of data farmers.
That's like a loser spy. Like, you're boring, dude.
No, but there's data farmers. And so what they'll do is, like, let's say you're an exchange student, and then the government will approach you and be like, okay, every 3 months we want information. We're just gonna call you up and be like, all right, so what's going on? And then they'll be like, yeah, you know, the kids here, let's say like they're
Getting drunk.
They don't like
For the
so and
first
so.
time.
They beat me up. They gave me a wedgie.
Yeah. They tell me, like, it's a China slant eye. Like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, they get information and they just talk about American community, society, the sentiment, whatever, because they're looking for ways to cause issues.
Weakness.
Because if we're fighting each other within, then it's less issues for them.
That's exactly what's happening in the country worldwide.
Exactly.
Right now, what was that thing that Isaac's dad was telling us? There was this like piece of literature that was printed out in like
58 or
50s or
59,
something?
where it's pretty much promoting the fact that that communism is here in America and it's like infiltrated.
it literally gave like steps.
Oh yeah, first you gotta do this, dismantle this, and then which then leads to dismantling
But it's
this,
like
and
we
eventually
have
America will
patriotic-
fold in.
You know how like now we're getting rid of all the statues and now people don't want to celebrate 4th of July and then like civil unrest is like the major thing, and then and also like devaluing religion. And like pretty much a lot of people these days are not very religious that much, and then there were so many, it was like a long list.
It all
where was
checks
like,
out.
Oh shit, all these things
all
have
happening.
happened over the years. Yeah.
Is the list big enough where it's just like, okay, yeah, of course it's gonna be in the list because it's such an extensive list?
No, it's pretty specific.
structure.
It's very specific, and it's like step by step. Like first you have to do this, and then it leads to the next.
I mean, they had like a whole bunch of like, this is gonna happen, and then this is gonna happen, and this was printed out like way before any of the things that they wrote even happened. It was like predictions of what's gonna happen in the country of America in order to get closer to being a communist country.
So TikTok is basically just conditioning children to China #1.
I mean, it's every social media platform. You can argue that, right? It's like every single social media platform. Their biggest thing is collecting information.
Yeah,
and then
like
they
Apple.
either sell the information off to marketers who use that for marketing tactics, or politicians who use it for political advances. So like even like the whole thing behind TikTok attacking Trump's campaign and stuff by reserving stuff. That messes with their numbers because they want to use those numbers to see who else they can target ads to, So everybody's doing it. It's just whoever's like, they're not on
What
your
are they
side,
using
that's
the
the
data
enemy.
for?
Who hides it better?
Yeah, it's all data farming.
Dude, that's so true, because I almost worked with this one company, and with this one company I was going to be creating something, and then like they were telling me the back end of it, and they were pretty much like they have this app kind of thing, and the app ends up collecting certain information about the user which then will better help like sell certain things to these people. And I was just like, wait, that sounds kind of weird. And then the person was like, oh, this is like common. Like almost every app does this.
Facebook, Instagram, all of them.
You just know shit like that just by downloading this app.
Well, they were a $1 billion bought and evaluated, but they were a famous subscription company, right? And they were actually not making any fucking money, but they had so much data on people that they were getting subscriptions for
Westworld, man.
that they sold for $1 billion.
Just info.
That's how much info and data is hella. That's why I'm like, if another country has it and they're trying to destroy society, I'm not for it. But for me, it's like, yeah, there is a privacy and all that, but then if it's just like companies learning market research
To sell.
that's not as harmful because it doesn't have this intent of like, it's greedy, but it's not dangerous. Like, how do we destroy their society? Because that's what competing nations do. Like, we do that to other countries, right? So we we like, for example, Libya is a country that we came into. We armed the terrorist groups there. We caused a lot of turmoil, and we dismantled their government. And now there's like a country that had the highest literacy rate in Africa and a lot of economic stability in that region. We destroyed that country and we destroyed that area. And no one talks about this or knows about this, right? But we commonly do this. We, as in America, we, basically look for weaknesses, or we see a minority group that might be getting picked on by the majority, and then we cause shit in that country by funding these groups, ammunition, whatever, giving them U.S. military training, whatever. We do all that shit. And that's basically how the cartels and stuff came up too, because we trained those guys. So it's like, if we're doing this to other countries, what makes you think they're not doing that to us? If they know there's a group here that needs support or whatever, and they have a lot of resentment toward this country, they're gonna support the fuck out of them.
The K-pop fans will.
I said instead of banning TikTok, they should utilize the K-pop fan power.
That's what I'm saying.
Convince them that China's doing bad stuff, and then they'll take down China.
Dude, imagine if the
power.
whole country was ran like a K-pop
fan group
and a K-drama.
Shit.
Well, statement from TikTok. TikTok's spokesperson said.
Are they Chinese?
So this is what they said.
Don't worry, we just want money.
TikTok is led by an American CEO with hundreds of employees and key leaders across safety, security, product, and public policy here in the US. We have no higher priority than promoting a safe and secure app experience for our users. We have never provided user data to the Chinese government, nor would we do so if asked.
Yeah, but then the Chinese government never comes out and says, hey, we're Chinese government, we want data.
Exactly.
They're gonna be a fucking China marketing international group, right?
We need your analytics.
Yeah, we're Chinese marketing pop stars or whatever, right? And then they come in and they're like, let's buy your data. Like, the fuck? And then when are they ever gonna come out and be like, yes, you guys caught us?
Yeah. Never.
I mean, I think their big argument was we're run like any other American company. We have data on American soil, and then the backups in Singapore. So they're if anything, any other company can be taken, their data can be taken by China too.
That's true. Who knows?
So that's their argument.
Yeah.